Why is this guy buzzing on a trumpet, dude?
What's
Get
wrong
him
with
outta here.
trumpets?
I don't know. They should retire.
Scott's
them
too
after-
horny for you, huh?
Yeah, too horny.
Too horny.
After Miles Davis died, they should have just retired.
After Miles Davis died, they should have retired ska.
all brass musicians should
Every
just
brass
retire.
musician should have just retired, dude. Just like hang the jersey up, dude. Hang up the.
I don't think. Luckily, I don't think there's any brass in this song, so you're not not angry at it. So,
But if there was one trumpet in the song, I'd be like, Nate, get it out of here, dude. Get out of here with I hate ska. I hate all crow bands.
Ricardo, I have 3 words for you. Pick it up.
Quiero más del taco.
That's 4 words.
yeah, no, it's not. There's 3 words. Pick it up.
No, Ricardo said quiero más del taco.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Del taco is
okay.
2 words. Unless you say it as 1 word.
Yeah, Deltaco.
Okay, all Del Taco must die.
It's a sequel to the movie John Whatever Must Die.
And Romeo
John.
must die.
Yeah, Romeo must die. That's the one I know.
Romeo Must Die was the original.
Yeah,
It was Aaliyah's greatest work.
It was. I think so. She was great in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of great work, this is
No.
the Star Trek podcast.
I thought you were going to say this episode, because I was like, this
This
episode,
episode is not a piece of great work.
it was really odd.
I thought you were going to talk about our sponsor right away. Speaking of great work, Jerky Gent. If you like to get jerked the right way.
Not yet.
Speaking
Not
of
yet.
great work, Dan has done some great work for us
Oh.
What?
What?
with his
Doing what?
trips around the sun, his research.
That's true. And other
Guys.
things he's done.
Isn't that
Oh,
great?
no,
Yeah,
that's
We're
that-
just
that
blazing
research-
through the podcast without doing actually like any parts of the podcast.
That
Actually,
research is all done by Common. You don't know.
if you want to send us a
Oh,
letter,
right.
just send it to contact@newbiestartrek.com.
Okay, see you
Bye.
guys
Love
next
guys.
week.
See you guys next week.
Though this episode, I'm gonna little spoiler alert. I don't have a lot to say because it's so fast. They managed to make an hour out of nothing.
Yeah, they really
That's kind of
stretched
what
it.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it was like it was just a window into like how insecure can we make Deanna for an episode?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to like boil down episodes to one sentence, and for this one, for me, it was Deanna Troi becomes Ricky Bobby. He's like,
Oh my
I can't
God.
walk, god damn it.
or Deanna Troi loses her mojo.
Yeah,
The plot
yeah.
of Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Where
Don't you
she
put
just-
that evil on me, Deanna Troi?
Yeah, put that evil on me. He's like, Picard, you son of a bitch. Do you not know what disabled means? You piece of shit.
No, she would yell it to Beverly because she got really fucking mad at
No,
Beverly.
we'll get there. Yeah, that was
By the way, if you're a new listener and you just heard me call somebody a piece of shit, that's the way we roll here. Look, if you're easily offended, we understand. No harm. Marvin, what the fuck are you eating, dude? Is that tiramisu cake, dude?
It's a Castella cake. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't like tiramisu cake.
What?
Depends
You don't like-
depends where it's from. I usually don't like
Jesus.
tiramisu cake.
Okay.
Oh.
If it's
So
from
do you
Italy,
like-
fuck it.
Yeah. So,
Well, so do you like a ladyfinger version or do you like the cake version?
lady
like-
fingers? I always
Okay.
prefer lady fingers.
Do you
They're smaller,
prefer,
dude.
Given the choice.
do you
Yeah,
prefer
I
the
walk
man
right into that
finger
one.
or
There's
the
no-
man fingers or the lady
Yeah.
fingers? Which
Man
one
fingers
do
are
you
too
want?
rough. You can't. Yeah,
They're usually not manicured, so they're
yeah. They poke your butthole.
there's cuticles everywhere.
Again,
you know,
if you're easily offended,
Everywhere.
all
you're easily
over.
offended. We understand. We know. Look, we're not offended, but that you're offended. But let's part our ways. Let's be friends. Just give us a like on the way out. But if you have been following us, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the mail you send, the messages. By the way, I want to change my
comments.
profile name. I don't like JCV Picard. I'm going to change it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I just don't know
What
what
are you gonna
to.
change it to?
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know.
You can do whatever
man
you
who
want.
hates the crows. I'm gonna figure that out.
You can be like on Twitter where people just change their thing all the time. You know,
I'm gonna do that.
You know,
I hate that because then I never know who they are anymore. I'm like, who's
what's
this person?
worse is when they do that and also change their profile pic all the time.
Or they don't have an identifying profile picture. It's just random. I'm like,
I'll keep my profile picture just so you know who I am. But I'm going to change it once and then keep it that way. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for the follows, and thanks for sticking with us. If you've been a long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, thanks for sticking through us.
We should take a call one of these days.
How'd you get this number?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us.
Why are you saying anything?
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us even through loss. Well, actually, the loss, not loss.
Yeah, you can't.
It's called The Lost.
Yeah,
yes.
The Loss.
Well, the loss, not lost, but the loss,
and not lost nor loss, but the loss. That's
yeah.
I don't understand the title.
The temporary loss.
Yes.
Oh, I get it.
That's to me the worst part of the episode. That it's temporary. And thus is not a real loss.
Well, of course,
it's
it
just
has to be temporary.
A slight inconvenience.
Jeez, I forgot.
The forget.
The forgetful.
I forgot how to empathy.
Humans are fake. You're all fake.
Should the episode just be called?
Well, you know what? I respect it. We'll get there, but there are parts of it that I like.
The Always Sunny in Philadelphia title of this episode is "All Humans Are Shit."
Yeah. And now I know it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell before, but now I know they're all shit.
Yeah.
It's like that, like parody Sesame Street kids book cover. It's like your opinions are shit, and
you're shit.
Yeah, and I think it's like a speech bubble of Bert saying they're shit.
Yeah. They're just shit. That's what it says. Yeah. Your opinions are shit. They're just shit. That's what it says.
That's good. It's true.
Well, The Loss, not Loss, is an episode that aired on New Year's Eve of 1990. It helped ring in the new year, December 31st. What a
damn!
Weird
Maybe
time.
they were like, no one's gonna be watching TV tonight.
It's fine. Let's just
toss the Deanna episode.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis' special episode just tossed us up randomly.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be partying and drunk, and
everyone's gonna be watching Dick Clark. So we're not gonna pay attention to this.
The
Dick Clark was doing it back then, right? He was still
he was doing it forever.
Yeah,
Dick Clark? He was harassing women. I'm sorry. God damn it! No, he was like the nicest guy. I apologize to all
I met Dick Clark actually. Yeah.
He tried to caress your butt.
did?
He tried to ladyfinger you.
Long story
short, he was a perfect gentleman.
Long story short, it was like a TV show. It was like a TV show thing, and then it was essentially like a contest. And I lost in the first round, and I was like a little kid. And I started.
It was a special on Fox. It was. I remembered it.
Yeah,
it was like about
when we found out this at work. We were so upset. We were like, why did you start off with this when we first met you? You just bring this up now? You piece of shit, dude.
Why isn't it at the top of your CV?
Yeah, I don't remember this. Wait, you were on a TV show? Wait, what?
Yeah, when I was
Sarah, how come you don't know?
I think I was like 11. I was like 11 or 12. Yeah, I was. No, I've told you this story. When I was 11 or 12, I was on a one-off TV game show contest for kids called America's Child Geniuses. And I basically
that's what it's called.
Yeah, I basically didn't belong there because
how did you end up there?
There was a test and I aced the test. So
you belong there.
Test? Who gave you the test?
Not Dick Clark himself. It was like a casting call, and then the audition was basically.
Why were you at a casting call? Like I want to know.
Someone told me about it, and they said you should go to this. I was like, I guess I'll go. And then my dad took me, and then I did the tests, and I aced it. So they're like, all right, you're in the game show. So I was like, oh, okay. And then, but the thing is, it's like, okay, what makes me a child genius? I don't know. I guess I helped found my school's newspaper. I don't know. And then you see talk to other people, because they have a little bio at the beginning. And other people would be like, yeah, so I like wrote a paper on theoretical nuclear physics and I'm going to college right now. I'm 11. And you're like, okay. Or like another person would be like, oh yeah, I'm an investigative journalist that found this crazy thing out. And now I'm studying to be a journalist full time. And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
I'm very out of my league. I don't really belong here.
That was why I was so surprised when I heard that you were part of that special, because since my memory of the special was like, it was just a bunch of freak kids.
Yeah, they were like super
absolute
hyper
freaks.
smart. Yeah, I remember one was
They're all just a
12
bunch
years
of
old.
fucking Wesleys.
One was 12 years old and was going to college already and double majoring. And I was like, what? I can
Fucking
And so
barely.
nerd.
you lost the first round? Or
I lost in the first round.
Sarah, what do you think, dude? He's competing with goddamn college students. You think
I'm competing with like Albert Einstein's. Like, there's no way I'm
Yeah.
gonna survive. I also like freaked out really hard. I got really nervous. So there was like a written portion of the exam before they do the TV portion that counts towards your points. And one of them was, okay, what is the major religion of India? And I freaked out so hard, I just wrote Indian.
Oh no.
Because I was so nervous, I didn't know what I was doing. And a lot of my answers were like that.
So you weren't
That's-
actually on TV. You just
I
didn't
was
look-
on TV.
It was on TV.
I was on TV. I
Do we
remember
have-
very
Do
distinct.
we have this clip somewhere?
We found it.
The
Yeah.
footage has been
It exists.
recovered at some point.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I
Okay.
discovered.
Well, we have to post this to TikTok immediately.
One day.
But-
One day.
But what
Someone
happened
please
was
send me this footage. I don't know where it is.
Didn't you have a bow
but-
tie?
I think I had some sort of I was dressing more formally. That's for sure.
I'm pretty sure you had a bow tie.
Wait, how old were you?
I was like 12, I think.
Oh,
and then
okay.
so the reason this connects back to Dick Clark is because he was the host, and
I
I
forgot
lost
we were talking about Dick Clark.
Yeah. And I lost in the first round, and I started crying in the lunchroom during the lunch break because I'm like,
Aw.
God, I don't know what I'm doing. Why I shouldn't have been here. And then Dick Clark came over to me and he gave me a hug and he's like, you deserve to be here. You did a great job. And I was like, oh my God,
Aw.
thanks, Dick Clark.
Wow.
He
Okay.
was just a very nice guy.
He's like, next time I have my hands, I touch this kid.
And then he said, and if you'll excuse me, I have to go ring in the new year off in some distant country. And then he got into his helicopter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go speak Indian to these Indians.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's so that's my Dick Clark story. I got a PDA out of it. They were giving out consolation prizes, and they gave away
Really?
like a little PDA. So I was
Public
like, oh,
display
cool.
of affection.
Yeah. What's a PD?
That's the hug.
PDA?
Yeah, the PDA.
Dick Clark hugged him.
It's like a smartphone before smartphones. You know, like personal digital assistants. Those little
Yeah.
those
Oh,
little.
I didn't know
Did it have a
that.
stylus?
All it was,
It had a stylus. I
It-
could
all it
put
was
10
like
MP3s on it.
You could put 3 songs.
Yeah.
You could You could
It takes
put
like
phone
4
numbers in there.
hours to load the 10 songs
Yeah.
onto it. It was neat. It was neat. But yeah, that's my Dick Clark story. Anyway, we should really go around the sun.
Yeah. 10 minutes
All
of
right.
Dick Clark.
Reminder,
He's a piece of
we are
shit.
back in New Year's Eve 1990. So, funny headline, due to the Persian Gulf crisis, gas prices soared to the unimaginable price of $1.60 a gallon in New York
Oh,
City.
shut up.
Fuck.
Shut up.
Thanks, George H.W. Bush.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, thanks Obama back then, too. What the hell was he doing?
Yeah, what a
Nothing.
ripoff.
Uh,
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
November 22nd, Margaret Thatcher announced her resignation as British Prime Minister because she had lost her empathic powers. She would later be succeeded by John Major.
John
She
Mayer.
lost her
Hell
empathic
yeah, dude.
powers for bashing gay
Well,
people.
Her body was not a wonderland, so John Mayer had to come in.
Well, John Major.
Well, in
John
England,
Mayer's-
it's pronounced
John
Major.
Mayer's dad. Yeah.
I see.
When he came
My
to
bad, my
America, he
bad.
changed his name to John Mayer.
It's English,
Yeah.
like all this folklore is very complicated.
Yes, moving on. In the realm of video games, on December 14th, ID or id Software released the first Commander Keen game on MS-DOS's shareware, and it was considered one of the first major PC platformers. And much later, it was confirmed that the protagonist of these games, Commander Keen, aka Billy Blaze, is canonically the grandson of BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein 3D, and father to Doom's protagonist, Doom Guy and or Slayer. So his family has a history of fighting Nazis, and then aliens, and then demons in that order. Very rich tapestry.
It's true. Yeah.
In the realm of movies, Home Alone was staying on top the whole dang time, the entire time, but notable releases include a sequel to Three Men and a Baby called 3 Men and a Little Lady, Misery,
What?
Edward Scissorhands, Look Who's Talking 2, featuring a new baby sister voiced by Roseanne Barr, fun, the original Silent Hill movie, Kindergarten Cop, and even The Godfather Part 3.
We should explain why it's Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, just for anyone wondering why Kindergarten Cop is the original Silent Hill movie, turns out that Kindergarten Cop's school, a lot of the decorations and set dressing of that movie was just stolen wholesale for use in Silent Hill the game. The
No one knows
textures
why.
line up completely I don't know why. It's weird.
That's the school they decided to reference or something. Maybe they thought it was a horrifying movie.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
There's
maybe.
a cop is in their school. They're like, that's terrifying.
Too bad they don't enter schools. They're too scared. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise also got married around this time.
Oh, damn.
And on the day of airing, on actual New Year's Eve, not only did this episode air, but the Sci-Fi Channel began transmitting.
Ooh.
That's the Sci-Fi
around the
Channel.
sun. Yes,
Not the SY.
Exactly, the SCI-FI channel.
Oh, I remember when that was
The original.
The original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get why they changed it. It's like better for Googling, but still.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's better
it's
for
more
two
unique.
people. Yes. For
Yeah.
two people. Yeah.
There's so many things called sci-fi that you would never find the Sci-Fi Channel on its own by Google unless you really gamed the PageRank system. But
Try to type in sci-fi in YouPorn and see how many things pop up. Huh?
Yeah, I get
a
it.
lot of Star Trek.
Too many.
A lot of
Well,
Star Trek
shit.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This ain't
actually,
Star
before
Trek,
you go,
this ain't Babylon 5, this ain't...
I mean, if you go
Someone-
to YouPorn, though, you may want to turn on a VPN before you go because you don't quite want everyone to know.
You don't
what
want your
sort
internet
of-
service provider.
You don't want anyone to
especially.
know what you ain't watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, maybe you should, try out a really good VPN like ExpressVPN. And you know what makes ExpressVPN so great? Because like the name suggests, it's super fast, very accessible, all across the world, on every app and device you can think of, and it's very secure. In fact, Turkish government tried to break into it, and they found nothing. In fact, there's nothing.
All we found was turkey legs.
Mhm.
turkey legs and turkey hams. Turkey hams.
Giblets.
Giblets.
Man,
And
just
if
be
you-
yourself.
You want it? You want a VPN of that quality? Head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie-Star-Trek. And there's a lot of deals there, but if you sign up for 12 months, they give you an extra 3 months for free. That makes the entire package 49% off. That's a pretty good deal, if you ask me, for a
In fact,
VPN
that's
of
the
that
best deal.
quality. Yeah. And for whatever reason,
Best
if you're
I've
not
heard.
satisfied, and let's say for some reason you just don't want a VPN anymore, something changed.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee for any reason. So again, just head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie-Star-Trek. Sign up for 12 months. And you get an extra 3 months for free.
Yeah. Get
Sick.
yourself an 8-ball of jerky.
Denise Crosby would have liked an 8-ball.
Ricardo, could you
Oh,
please tell us what happened in this episode?
She used to you think her character was a cannibal in that world she was from?
I mean,
She's like, it's
that's actually
horrible.
not out of the question, given
Right.
She
what
probably
they've been
at least
through.
knows what human tastes like.
She's
Yeah.
when people
She's
are like,
Chris
I wonder what
Evans.
she's like, it doesn't taste like pig. Trust me. Chris Evans, do you mean Armie Hammer?
Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer just
Yeah.
wishes. He
I want to
hasn't-
watch that
yeah.
documentary, but I always watch stuff while I eat, and I don't really want to watch that while I'm eating.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I don't want to just watch it as just to watch it.
You want to
Seems
watch
like-
it in a full stomach.
Yeah.
Get yourself some jerky, gent. Sit down and watch the fucking
Oh,
movie.
no. I definitely don't want to watch that documentary with fucking jerky. Oh, ew. Oh, my God. You're like, and he ate her
Cut that
arm,
out.
and you're
Cut
like, jerky. her.
He
Rip
didn't
it.
Cut
eat
up
her
that
arm.
gent.
He ate something else, but not her arm. All right. This episode, Whew, it was weird.
Very weird.
I don't know. Like this was an episode where they needed to save some money, so they did this. But it's not one of those like what is it? What are they called? Bottle episodes?
Yeah.
Bottle episode.
Is it a bottle episode? Do they leave?
It feels like it because nothing really happened, and it all happened on the bridge. There was minimal effects, and it was all like mostly Deanna Troi.
Yeah.
Unless my other theory is that this lady from the beginning of the episode, the one that her husband died, she's somebody's wife, and she needed like certain amount of lines to get into SAG. And
she wanted this whole episode is just to get her into SAG.
Just have her.
Yeah. They're like, look, he went to the producers and he's like, look, not only do we get her SAG card, but also we save so much money by just talking about nothing.
I love her performance though, because she's like she's very like
she's kind of creepy.
She has a crazy look about her.
Yeah.
Of. And then when she tells
she plays the role well. Like it's clear that she doesn't believe what she's saying.
Yeah.
This
line is always stuck in my head of her saying this.
No, you're wrong. I feel better today than I have in ages. You're absolutely wrong, Deanna.
It's so weird.
We gotta keep that drop.
I've heard white women who sound just like that.
You're absolutely wrong, Deanna.
You're absolutely wrong, Deanna.
You're absolutely wrong, Deanna.
Deanna.
This.
I'm sorry, hun. You're totally wrong. I've heard it.
I've seen it on videos.
Actually, it seems like at first I thought, like, is this lady auditioning to replace Beverly?
Yeah.
I
know. That's what I thought too. I was like, is this some kind of like weird version of like Beverly? She's got like the hair and like the eyeshadow and like it's the same like.
Is this
style.
Command Beverly, not Dr. Beverly?
Yeah. Is this the first episode that like Deanna takes like this is about her? You know, like everyone has their episode where it's like this is Data's episode.
Do you remember Scissoring Timbers episode?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, the episode where she got pregnant.
That was better. Those were better episodes.
Teabag episode too.
Yeah.
I mean, the scissor episode. I mean, I don't have to say why that's a lot better than this.
Yeah,
but
100% better.
Like, yeah, 100%.
In general, they don't tend to give the Marina Sirtis very good episodes. I think they just
should give her more.
Unfortunately,
when I watched this episode, I had a feeling like I had this strange feeling, and I don't know if I'm alone on this, but when I watched this episode, it didn't feel like I was watching Star Trek. It felt like I was in some weird alternate universe where Star Trek kind of sucks.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
And I was just like, is it? I was looking at Marvin. I was like, something's weird about this episode. Like, it feels like it's not right. This doesn't feel like something they would do. Like everything felt off to me. Like even the acting was off. The dialogue was weird. The way they shot it was strange. Like everything just seemed not its usual. I don't know.
I feel like we've seen enough episodes that aren't so great that it's easy for me to kind of categorize this among like the less great episodes.
I don't know. Yeah. This just felt off for some weird reason. Felt like it was in an alternate timeline.
It's not even like a super bad episode.
Yeah.
I just think
it felt off.
It just feels
it's a very forgettable
weird.
Episode.
It's very There's large parts of it where I forgot even happened. I forgot this whole string thing plot. Like I forgot that even existed. Yeah, all I remembered honestly was you're absolutely wrong, Deanna, because that always stuck out to me.
Absolutely wrong.
And Deanna freaking out at Beverly, like she just loses her shit.
She's like, "Son of a bitch, Beverly, you piece of shit, dude! You lost your kid, you lost your husband, you're a killer." So this episode, it starts off, and there's this lady talking about her dead husband and how like she got rid of all of his shit. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And then Deanna's like, "Oh, don't worry, girl, I got you. I went through your things and I stole this."
That was weird. And why is she like hiding it? Yeah. Like,
she's got a cubby full of things. She's hiding, dude. All her secrets, all her trophies.
Really weird.
And how did she grab it?
She's like, "Oh, here it is," and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you!" And then she cries.
And why didn't she give it to her sooner? Like, didn't Mark die a while ago? Like her husband.
She did it for the dramatic effect.
Yeah, dramatic effect.
Yeah, she was waiting for it.
So
the right
I wouldn't
moment.
Steal something like imagine like I don't know. Imagine like stealing something. You know, I don't want to say that any of you die or anything, but someone you know, and just be like, hide it, like, oh, I'm hiding it from your family and friends or your wife or whoever.
Well,
Okay,
I
have
think she took it.
Like,
What
what?
probably happened is like she was like, "Oh, I don't want my husband's thing." So the officers took all of his things and did like a yard sale, and she just took the music box, Deanna, and later she wasn't going to show it to her, but since she brought it up, she was like, "Oh, I happened to buy your music box
for this specific lady."
yeah, she just happened to buy it later
You think
on.
they sell it?
Interesting.
I think they burn them. They're like, yeah, fuck this.
They probably
Yeah.
decomposed them for the
Or just throw 'em out
replicator.
to
For the
space.
replicators, yeah.
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 For the gram. And then Deanna gets a headache and she loses her powers.
Yeah.
And then
She suffers brain damage.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
proceeds-
literally
Literal brain damage.
Wait,
Yeah.
is
Say-
that like? Well, I don't. Was that the actual? I mean, I guess we're jumping.
Yeah,
ahead.
they diagnosed
that
her with
it?
brain damage.
So
yeah.
it had nothing to do with the string 2D people.
It did. The 2D
It
aliens
caused her brain damage.
caused her brain damage. Yeah.
Oh,
The,
okay.
the 2D beings were just so intensely
The paper
feeling that they
beings.
need to go home to their worm or to their string
Their string
that
thing.
overloaded Deanna's brain and caused it to
I
damage
see.
itself.
They're a
Okay.
bunch of happy Gilmores. Go home. Why don't you want to go to your home?
Yeah, basically.
And so she gets a headache and she's like, "Oh, I forgot things." And then she goes to Picard and she's like, "You guys are all dead to me." And they're like, "What do you mean you're-" he's like, "I can't see you. I can't feel you." And my imagination just took off, and I'm like, this could be the best episode ever if it turns out they're all dead and she's like in some sort of weird like dimension.
Yeah.
This is
where they're all
always your
dead.
play, Ricardo. You
Yeah, I
always
know.
wanted to be like, what if it's in the holodeck? Or what if it's all
Yeah,
fake?
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
they're in a different dimension?
Actually,
in the
that's what I
past?
thought. I thought she was like in some weird simulation because
Yep.
that's happened before.
Oh,
where
and she was
somebody is in
kidnapped,
like
and
a
that's why she can't feel anyone.
and there's a weird simulation, and
they're blaming her,
That's not
yeah.
really data.
They gaslight
Yeah.
her into believing it's
You
her
know,
fault.
kinda like-
yeah.
yeah.
She got kidnapped by the one-armed man from the previous
yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
And-
it would
and-
just be a repeat of the Riker episode then.
Yeah, I
That's
was
what
gonna
I
say
thought,
the
that's what I
Riker
thought, yeah.
episode when he's kind of
And she's
faked
like,
out.
"Oh, I can't feel anything," and
call
so
past
basically she starts
imperfect.
losing her powers, and then the stupid fucking 2D aliens, these goddamn Nintendo aliens, rope the they put a like an invisible rope like Wonder Woman over the the Enterprise, and they're gonna suck it into the
They're taking
it into the black hole basically,
Yeah.
and
I got a question.
slowly get pulled in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. But this brings up a question that I had about impulse engines and drives. Because they
Mhm.
state that the 2D beings are pulling them along at 1/10 impulse power, as though
Mhm.
it's a speed. But then whenever they refer to, going impulse power, they talk about it in like portions, as though that is a measure of how hard they're pushing the engines.
No,
So,
so
like-
impulse engines are different from warp engines. So that's
Yeah.
the
Well, they-
difference.
Two different.
Well, they
engines,
are
dude.
different from engines, and I tried looking into it, and it turns out that impulse engines are just like fusion rockets.
Yes. So if they just need to maneuver in space but don't need to go warp, they use
When
their
it's
impulse
sublight.
engines. Yeah, when it's sublight, when it's sub warp speed. And then when they need to like basically do long distance travel, then they create the warp bubble, then they go really fast. And it's a different engine at work. So they
But
can
it's
use
like
their
when you're okay. So and then parse this out for me. They're being pulled at 1/10 impulse, and then they say, okay, then take us to 1/4 impulse power, and it doesn't do anything, nothing. Okay, get it to half impulse power. Like, what is happening there when they're already going at 1/10 impulse?
I
The
think
impulse
what
You get what I
there's-
mean?
I think they're just saying like do a tenth of the power that we can do. No, go up to a half the power we can do.
But they're already
Go to full
hauling ass.
power. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah, so
stopping
it's
you
a
when you're in
measure of
space.
throttle as opposed to a measure of speed, even though the 2D beings are pulling them at quote 1/10 impulse power. What does that even mean?
I think they're pulling them at the equivalent of what they could do at 1/10 impulse.
Fine.
That's what I'm
found it
assuming.
weird.
Yeah,
It is-
it probably doesn't add up, but whatever.
Also, who's this? Who's the new person at the helm? They call her Ensign Allenby.
Yeah.
Does she stick around?
She's a descendant of the Applebees.
Ah, right.
She shows up a few times. She's
Yeah.
actually shown up in the Wesley episode, the last episode. She was there.
Thankfully, They finally put someone who's qualified and who's not privileged,
Like
and
an
who's
actual
actually an
ensign.
ensign who actually
Exactly.
like took the time to take the tests. Who doesn't have daddy helping
Actually drove a
him
ship
get in.
before.
Yeah, exactly. Hasn't taken anybody hostage. Hasn't made home experiments that have almost created black holes. Hasn't
you
created
never know.
antimatter. Yeah, just a normal cadet. Who
Normal
follows the
qualified
rules.
cadet.
Yeah. And who doesn't have privilege. Anyway, so they're going, and basically the gist of it is that they're being sucked into the hole. They can't get out, even if they're trying to like haul ass away from it, because they're still getting pulled. And they are trying to figure out how to get something to translate it. And I was going to say Dominica. What's her name? Counselor Troi. Counselor Troi can't communicate with it. She lost her mojo. Yeah. She's got to go to the Bahamas to get her mojo back, just like Stella.
Get her groove back.
And so she, as soon
Whoopi
as
Goldberg,
happens,
isn't she also in that movie? How Stella got her groove back?
She is.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so she first goes to Beverly, and then she yells at Beverly, and then she goes and she basically yelled at everybody in command. She goes Beverly, and then she goes to Riker, and Riker's like, "It's fine, baby, don't worry about it." And she's like, "No, you piece of shit, being human sucks. I can't. I'm just worthless. I'm just a normal piece of shit human." And
Absolutely
he's
true.
Like, Whoa.
Riker's like, "Welcome to the club. Welcome to being human."
Yeah, it's
you're
like,
fine.
It sucks.
Get
doesn't
wrecked.
it?
You're a human now, idiot.
Yeah.
Riker's like, yeah.
She goes to Picard and she's like, "I resign. I'm fucking human, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm lucky that I have you, but every other captain probably has like a regular human counselor. That's fine. You'll figure it out. Don't worry. Like, just chill out." And she's like, "You don't understand. I talked to that lady who lost her husband, and she told me I was wrong, and I couldn't fucking read her feelings." And she's like, No, but like, if you lose one sense, you'll gain others. Like, you'll learn to gain others. And he makes total sense. And she's like, "You're not listening to me. I'm disabled. I'm now a disabled American, and you're fucking my shit, dude. You don't know what it's like to have these legs and not be able to walk."
Why didn't anyone yell?
He's like,
"Jordy
I
is
hope you have a
blind.
masculine
He's
child. I
fine."
hope you masculine child. I hope they don't have the ability of walk."
Can I ask a question? How do we feel about her? I just felt strange when she just kept yelling, like, "I'm disabled.
I felt
I'm
insulted.
disabled now." And I was just like,
She's basically saying being human is a disability. Which is true.
Yeah,
It absolutely is.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
Not at all.
I
agree wholeheartedly with her.
Whoa, calm down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would compare it to like a disability.
Yeah.
I think allegorically, it's just hard to like identify with it.
Well, yeah, like I was able to enjoy this episode more when I took it extremely specifically as like a Deanna story and not trying to relate it to human nature. Because Deanna herself is a unique case. She isn't human all the time, and she's used to naturally always having a sense that she suddenly lost.
But that's what
it would be scary and crazy and weird.
But to her, it's like, look, we're only seeing it as in a human point of view. I agree with it, and I'm both insulted and agree with it because I think all humans are pieces of shit. And I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Whoever listens to me, I'll say it to them again. Humans are a piece of shit race.
No, I think we can agree on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
And but it's like saying like, "Oh, I can't see now," and then someone being like, "Oh, it's okay, you could still be a bus driver." And it's like, "No, well, I could be a navigator, but I can't be a bus driver." And they're like, "No, you'll learn to like fucking daredevil the shit out of it, and then like you'll just be able to drive." And she's like, "No, I won't be able to drive, fucker. I can't smell the gas. I can't smell the traffic." But
what I wish was someone like told her that like, "Hey, you do realize not all counselors are Betazoid."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
well, that is what Picard essentially said.
Picard literally said that.
Like everyone tried every feasible approach to try to rationalize with her like why this isn't a big deal. But like for Deanna herself, it's like it is. Like she's half Betazoid, half human. What do you want? That is how she feels.
But I'm not sure I understand the outrage. Like her lashing out at everybody just felt very.
No, that'll happen. Like that's a common response to like.
It was a very scary loss of control.
But I'm saying it could happen. But I'm not saying I don't agree with her doing that. Like, it's not okay.
Well, I mean,
the thing is that, like, think about.
Sadly, she's at least partially human.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, that she is, even though we're joking about it, it is a disability to her, and it's true. Like, think about people who get in an accident and they're paralyzed. Like, they get angry. I mean, and you rightfully should be. Like, it's something that you had and now you don't have, and it's just part of the process of, it's like almost like it's
part of the acceptance process.
Yeah.
You get angry.
Like, for me, it's kind of like, I would compare it to someone who, like, say someone's like a master pianist and they suffer a stroke. And they can't be the master pianist anymore. They certainly can live a life. They just can't do exactly what they were doing, and like that was their entire being before. And then suddenly they can't do that.
I think that's a good analogy. Yeah,
totally.
And he was part of a culture of pianists. Yeah, and they were all
they just showed each other their penises.
But it doesn't justify the I mean, I can understand, but it doesn't justify the behavior.
Well, I don't think they're looking to justify the behavior. I think they're just showing
trying to portray her as like I don't think they're portraying her as like being reasonable. I think it's showing
just a natural response that happens when people don't know what to do when that happens.
I accept her being upset and her outrage in any other situation where they're not about to die. You know what I mean? Like any other time where she's just like, I lost my power.
That's a good point.
I lost my power, and it's like, oh, I get it, dude. You feel rage because you had this thing. I get it.
We're about to fall to a black hole. Yeah. Can you?
Let's just sit on it for a while. Let's sit on this for a couple of weeks till we get to the next.
I mean, to her credit, when it really came down to that, she did go to work.
She did. Yeah, that's true.
Well, here's something that I wanted them to like explore more about. She's never been able to read data ever.
Oh yeah, I thought they were going to have that when she was paired with Data.
Exactly, that should have been a moment where she's like, "Well, at least this feels normal. I could never read you anyway."
Or Data would then tell her, like, I've never been good at reading emotions anywhere at any time. But I believe I'm a functioning member of this ship. I believe you can be too.
You don't know what you're talking about, Data. That would just be an easy time to be like, anytime someone tries to bring up how, they are not like, she would just get pissy. But at least in that situation, she could have had some, solace in feeling like she usually does. And they didn't, they did not take advantage of it.
I just wanted Picard to go, look, hold on to the resignation for 30 more minutes because we might not even exist in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll just hold on to it. And if you still feel this way after we get out of this thing, fucking great, dude. I'll kick you out of this fucking ship. I'll just boot you out of the fucking out of the shuttle bay.
I mean, it would have been interesting if if they had a plot line where the stakes weren't so high and this was happening. Like, they're about to fall into oblivion.
It's entirely character driven.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been interesting to see that.
But instead of I would like to see that too.
The B plot being like, oh, we're going to fall into this string thing and cease to exist, and we only have they literally don't have any options. And
And basically, the B plot is like, hey, we tickled the little beings on this side, and then they turn around and they went, oh, and they let go of us, and we flew away. Yeah, and it turns out that they wanted to be in the hole.
I love when they first discover them because it looks like Data's like, I'm going to add these various Photoshop filters to the USS Enterprise.
Yeah. And everyone's amazed.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like,
that one with all the dots in it. Which one's that?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. And their solution ultimately is like, they're going to this house. Let's pretend another house is over there, and then they'll be confused and let us go. If they see two houses.
No, just put a mirror up to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, who's that?" And then they'll forget that.
Essentially, that's what happened. They just tricked.
They could. Yeah,
and so they trick them, and then Deanna helps a little bit because she's like, "Oh, what about if it's just instinct?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's what you have too. You have instinct. So like if you waited 30 minutes, you'd figure this out." And so she figures it out with Data, and they go and they put the mirror to the alien's face, and the alien lets them go. And also, she gets her powers back. She's like, "Oh my god, they're so happy to be in the hole. Oh, they were just so emotional that it paralyzed my powers.
Gave me brain damage.
It gave her
Which
brain
is so bizarre because I feel like these things weren't. How are they that powerful that I guess the emotions they were feeling? Like, I don't get the.
They give
I don't get the technology behind it.
These
like what
aliens
happened?
were Van Halen fans. It's loud.
They gave like a
what?
half-assed
Like,
explanation.
They were very
Yeah.
happy. They were very sad. They were very like
Wistful.
what?
I think she said there was just so many of them at once that she had never felt that before in a while or something.
It just
and
like shorted her brain.
gave her brain short circuited.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Maybe
specifically.
two-dimensional emotions are just too sharp.
They're very sharp emotions. They cut
Maybe.
through her brain.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
razor edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very, very strange. And you know what? You never really see the thing.
No, they're two-dimensional. We can't see them. So
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, that was the point. Yeah.
He's like, you never get to see these guys.
Yeah,
They're 2D.
they exist in a different dimension, literally.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I mean,
they're just weirdly interacting with our dimension for some reason, and they never explain why.
Kind of disingenuous considering we're all watching like a screen to view this show.
Technically, this is not a 2D screen, though.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. It
We've
just
never
seems a little
in our real lives. We've actually
wonky.
technically never truly experienced two dimensions. So
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Hey, call me when we get to 69 dimensions.
That's too many. That's
true.
dimensions
That's way too many
within
dimensions,
dimensions.
man.
That's what happened to Deanna. She experienced a 69th dimension and it fucking blinded her.
And it gave her brain damage.
Brain damage.
Yeah,
And
considering that it
that's
was brain
another
damage,
thing.
it's weird that it came back as soon as they were free.
Yeah, I don't think it was brain damage. I think
Like
I
they
think
proved that her cells
yeah.
had gone kind of like bad there, so it's like the cells came back because they because they
That's
were
cellular-
true. They never
Dan,
really
it's
answer that.
weird.
cellular mitosis.
I don't know
dude.
about that.
Watch Jurassic Park, dude.
They don't
And
confirm that, do they?
Life,
Did they confirm it?
life
That her
finds a
cells
way.
were back?
It's true.
Yeah, I think she just goes, it's fine. We don't need to look at it again. We're
Yeah,
fine.
Dino DNA, dude.
Yeah. Did anyone notice the part where Riker went strangely Italian for a second? Did anyone know?
Yeah.
Diana.
Yeah,
Or whatever you
Deanna.
said.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Deanna.
Listen.
Diana.
For some
That doesn't
reason,
even sound like Riker's voice, though. We were
yeah,
saying.
I feel like
Someone
it's
dubbed him.
either
It sounds dubbed.
it's either a dub
Yeah.
or they sped up his line for some reason.
Probably.
I don't know why they would
Maybe.
do that.
It
But
doesn't
he
really
refused
sound
to,
like
he
him.
refused to go record ADR, and
He also doesn't sound like he's very practiced at saying Imzadi.
Yeah, that's which is the funny part because it's supposed to be their pet name for each other. And
You know what we need to talk about? We need to talk about Riker and Deanna's situation.
yeah, they were-
this episode because they were very forward, like very out. Like Riker tries to kiss her, and he's calling
And is
her all this
rejected.
stuff, and but like they're very like public.
Well,
with
she also
it.
like cries like into his chest, like you know,
Yeah.
he kisses her
it
forehead.
kind of goes all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yes, and he kisses her forehead, and she's like, "Do you comfort all your coworkers like this?" And he's like kissing her head.
And
I'm
he
just
goes,
like,
"Yeah, I
whoa."
do. You would be amazed at how Worf and Geordi feel.
I have no
about
reason
hugs.
to disbelieve
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I do like to think that
I
I don't
kissed
think
Worf
that's a
and
joke.
Geordi on the head,
I
too.
choose to
Yeah.
to take that literally.
I like to believe he
He's
kisses
like,
Worf's
have you heard
forehead
of
ridges,
ladyfingers?
You know?
Yeah, it's like kissing a peanut.
Yeah, he's like a sharp peanut.
Oh shit! Fucking Rigby, dude, get down.
Oh no,
Oh, Rigby.
Rigsby. No, Rigsby.
Rigby.
Yeah, I mean, but is that? I always kind of imagined. I always thought that they had a situation of
They're in an
fling of
open
some
relationship.
kind,
They're in
but
an
it
open
wasn't.
relationship.
It wasn't a
It's-
thing, and that they don't fuck regularly.
It's like the
but, like-
waves. They come and they go. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think they're just in
I
like
mean,
a
thare
very
classic friends with bees.
But,
Yeah.
are they friends
Not
with
the
bees?
bees.
Are they friends with benefits that
Yeah.
show like openly kiss?
Yeah,
You know?
everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah,
Everyone
those are the
knows.
bees.
No
It's
one
the
knows.
future.
Yeah, but
No one
you
doesn't
can be
know.
a private.
It's the
friend.
future. Like no one finds
No
this
one
like
cares.
awkward.
Yeah.
It's
it's
also
fine, dude.
Riker.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
also coworkers, which is interesting. I guess
Well, in the
that's
future,
also
that's-
Riker.
Who
In the future,
hasn't
that's encouraged. It's
accosted?
why people
Yeah.
work at all in the future to find
Yeah.
fuck buddies, essentially.
I
Yeah.
guess even in the future, you can't stop work affairs from happening.
No, in fact, in the future, it's encouraged.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have
All the
so
posters
many
around?
stories.
What kind of
I have
stories?
so many stories of
Did anybody-
work things happening.
did-
Oh my God,
Did anybody ever threaten to
marriage
eat
is
you?
broken. Huh?
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did anybody
yeah.
ever threaten to eat you?
Did you ever work
Only
with Army
once.
Hammer?
Only
Yeah.
once. Yeah,
I mean,
I was threatened to be
I-
eaten once.
I threatened my manager that I was going to eat him.
Yeah.
I said,
yeah, you
we'll
did.
eat you first.
Yeah, you would
yeah.
he would be the first
Yeah.
eaten if there was a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
any sign of social unrest and we're eating you. Thankfully, we had already dispersed from that job.
Did he
or
look
else we would
delicious?
have eaten him.
Yeah.
Well, one of them was a manager, and then another guy was this guy named Tasty Adam. We used to call him
Yeah.
Tasty Adam.
The policy was last in, first eaten. So
Yeah.
that was
I
that was
mean-
the
Oh,
Okay.
You just wanted to be not
That's fair.
the last one there.
yeah.
I
You
thought
have to
the
eat
policy
yourself.
was, the most delicious looking person gets eaten
No,
first.
no.
Okay.
It's by seniority, just like the union. We follow union rules.
We live in a society of
Yeah.
laws, Sarah.
we live by cannibal laws.
Yeah.
What would Army Hammer do? I don't know.
Oh, he just everyone's available.
Make some baking soda.
Yeah. He's like, you put some baking soda, some of that flesh, and you got yourself a stew, baby.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
got a Deanna.
Diana.
Diana.
Patas. Diana.
Partas
It's probably,
a la
it's probably the
Deanna.
guy who does the Spanish dub, and they're like, dude, he refuses to come in. The other guy,
It actually did sound like that. Like that actually did run through my mind. Like this is the LAS. This is the LAS dub
This is the sap.
of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's like, Diana, por favor, and they're like, you don't have to add, just say Diana, just say Diana.
Just
And
we'll
he's
cut
like-
out the por favor in post. He
They're
keeps
like,
saying
pero
it.
Diana. He's like, no, pero, just Diana, my friend, amigo, just Diana. And he's pero por qué Diana? No, sir. No. Are you smoking? Are you smoking? Were you recording? Sorry. It was
Lo siento,
Antonio
Diana.
Banderas. It was Antonio Banderas. A very young Antonio Banderas.
Oh my god. And then we have Guinan too, giving the weird advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Play
to think
those
that
mind
Guinan
games.
was having the time of her life. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
just
Yes.
trolling her.
Yes.
Because like she doesn't stop smiling the entire time she's like doing her thing.
Also in the
Yeah, and
back of
even
her
though-
head, Guinan is going like, "Yeah, but I would be a better counselor."
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, she would be. She would be. Yeah.
Honestly,
you know what? Dude?
yeah.
Secretly, I think that Guinan
Mm-hmm.
is a goddamn fucking Sith Lord, dude.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's why she did the electric fingers, the cat
Yeah.
claws.
Yeah, yeah.
She was ready to force lightning somebody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't trust her. She could. Do,
They were about to have a mage fight, like literally,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. Like before she was on the Enterprise, she was a Senate.
Yeah,
She-
yeah. She tried to overturn the Senate to become.
She
a
was the
Senate.
She was the
Yeah.
Senate.
Yeah.
Also, she manifested hundreds of Death Star Destroyers out of nothing.
Execute
Yeah.
Order Sister Act 2.
Not Sister Act. Sister
Oh, I
Act
love
2.
Sister Act.
Well, it needs a number.
Sister Act is great.
Come on. Lauren Hill. It's cool.
Sister Act 2. To be fair,
Look
I
who's
watched
talking
Sister
to.
Act 2 before Sister Act. So,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Because I think that was the one that played
gosh.
on like network TV more
the
often.
most. Yeah. Sister Act 2 played
Yeah.
on network TV like a lot. But like, you just know the context. You're just like, yeah, you guess she saved this nunnery somehow.
Yeah.
Nunnery?
Oh,
I don't know if it's
happy
called
day.
a nunnery.
I think it's
I
literally
think it's
called
called
a nunnery.
a convent? No?
I think
It's a
nunnery is
nunnery.
actually a name too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a
nunnery.
gaggle of nuns.
Nunnery's a word. I don't know how if it's synonymous with
nunnery.
convent.
Oh, it's also synonymous with convent. So yeah.
Okay, I was
Oh,
going to
it's-
say,
it's
I don't
a-
know if I've heard nunnery.
Like there is the old phrase "get thee to a nunnery."
That's the slang term for it.
Yeah.
I
There's
guess.
also the
Yeah,
phrase
it's slang
"get
for
fucked."
y'all need Jesus.
Yeah. You need to go to the nunnery, okay?
Y'all
Yeah.
need nunneries. Well,
Oh
I'm
my God.
gonna rate this episode a 5 out of 10. I liked the way it began. Actually, I liked seeing Deanna actually doing therapy stuff, and I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting. I was
You know
like,
what?
oh,
Until this episode, did you guys know this? I had no idea that she was an actual
Like
counselor.
therapist?
Like I'm not even kidding.
Wait,
like,
you
I
don't
was just
remember her
there.
sessions with Barkley?
I just
yeah,
thought
She had
she
some
was
sessions with Barkley.
I just thought that was a one-off. I didn't think this was actually her job.
Her main job is being a therapist.
I had
And then
no
she
idea.
also serves as counselor to the command.
I literally thought she just sat in
In
the
her
chair
downtime, she
and-
hangs out on the bridge.
Yeah,
I just thought she just hangs out on the bridge and is wrong 70% of the time. That's literally what I thought. I
She's
had
there
no
to
idea
give
she
the
was an
wrong-
actual counselor.
She's there to give the wrong opinion.
No.
I
you're wrong.
literally.
I feel better today than I have in ages. You're absolutely wrong, Deanna.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, Deanna, but you're absolutely wrong.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a bless your heart tone.
yeah.
Y'all in the South, you know what we're talking about. I know we're in California, but you know.
You are
Oh my god.
absolutely wrong. Who says that to their therapist, though? Like, it's like a terrible thing
That
to
would be
say.
a
Someone
really
in
funny
denial
thing. Yeah,
who
it'd be
later
really-
admits that they were totally in denial.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, never mind. I was full
You're
of shit.
absolutely wrong.
The only person that can tell me I'm wrong is Jonathan Frakes from Beyond Belief.
Oh, I wish this probably is a take where he's like, "You were absolutely wrong."
Yeah, he's the
we
only
need to,
person
like-
that can tell me I'm wrong.
We need to find one of those montages and extract all the best,
Oh, they're there.
shutdowns from Frakes.
No, we're
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have them on YouTube. You can can find them. Some people.
of course,
have put them
I just want
together.
them for our use.
Yeah, we should put him on our soundboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god,
I
we
vote for that.
should. Marvin, why
not?
have not you done this yet?
I thought it wasn't
Aw.
appropriate, but I guess we should.
We missed a great opportunity.
All
You're
right.
I
wrong,
agree.
Marvin. You're
Moving forward, we'll have an
absolutely
entire
wrong.
Jonathan Frakes board.
Yes.
It'll also consist of questions like, "Have you ever ridden a
Yes.
bicycle in a parking lot?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever done, coke off of a
Have you ever gone rock climbing while it was
backside?
raining?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a wrestler die in the ring? Things like that. So, I don't know. What are your grades? What are you guys' grades? What are you grading?
I'll give it a
Um,
6.5.
6.5. All right.
I give it a 5.
Yeah.
I think this episode, and then it just felt like it went on very long, and
Yes.
Oh, also,
it was
sorry,
just
but
strange.
I just want to mention they did briefly consider having her lose her powers permanently,
Oh,
and I think that would
I
have
think
been
that would have been more
actually-
interesting.
That would have been really
Well,
cool, actually. I
Yeah,
think.
that would have been.
Yeah,
But I mean,
done
like
that.
they might have needed to. Well, they could have still had her like act the way she does in this episode, but then she would have a long arc ahead of her, and that would be like probably something pretty rewarding by the end of it.
that could have been really cool. I would have liked if
Yeah.
they tried to explore that. I think it's just disingenuous because it's like not really an episode about loss because she didn't
No, it's not.
really lose it. It came
Episode
back.
title is wrong.
Yeah, it came back very quickly.
Well, they did
honestly.
not. It doesn't specify how long the loss lasts.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's just like
They should have named it the temporary loss.
Yeah,
the desire to
I'm
return
fine.
back to status quo, which I know is like something you need to kind of do for serialized television, but it was so like extreme.
Why do you need to do that though for serial? Like, be different.
More for
Well,
syndicated television.
Just
Yeah,
be different. Have her lose her powers, and then she's a completely different character. from
Yeah, I
here on.
think. Well, they weren't brave enough to do things like that with Star Trek yet.
But
That's
they
more
did
of,
an interracial kiss.
yeah,
William Shatner. But they're not brave enough to do this.
yeah. Well, because they were afraid audiences would be like, "Wait, she isn't a telepath? What happened?" And then they wouldn't
but
know the.
honestly, to me, it's like, how many Star Trek episodes have really solely centered on Deanna really using her powers, like as like a main?
There's a few.
Like, I don't think it's enough for me to be like, oh, I really want her to have her powers back.
Mm.
Like, I
I see what you mean.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I could have continued if they decided at this episode, like, hey, you know what? She's gonna remain a counselor. She's just not gonna have those powers. And
It could
I would
also-
have been totally fine with that. I think
could also
that's a more
yeah.
interesting way to go about it. I don't feel like there's enough justification to be like, wow, we really utilize her to her full extent every episode.
It could have
and
also
her
been a
powers.
convenient way to easily write out, hey, so we always have to write some sort of convenient thing to make sure that she can't just figure out who the person is right away and ruin the plot.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been
Yeah.
like the bigger like ramification of removing her powers entirely. It would have been easier for the writers to, write around that.
Yeah, so that could have done that. And it could have been just interesting just to see like, hey, yeah, you do have a permanent disability now. Like, how do you deal with it? And
then
it's not even something that feels like a disability to anyone else. And that's why I find it like that is the interesting bit of it to me. It's because it's a disability that
very unique. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't actually understand inherently, we can keep on making assumptions and saying, Deanna, you're being unreasonable and being an idiot. You're being a jerk.
Or saying like, it's
which she
like
kind of
going
is.
blind, or it's like this, but it's really not like that because there's nothing comparable to this.
It's not exactly the same. Yeah, it's something that's so unique to her that it's hard to just apply our own real world like analogies or examples and have it be one-to-one. So,
but I also learned that the counselor is actually she's a very unique counselor. I thought they were all like her, like Betazoids.
Oh, you thought it was like a requirement of a counselor to be
did.
like
so
empathic like that?
Yeah, so I learned quite a few things in this episode about like the Star Trek universe that like it's not a requirement and she's different and has a advantage, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then also that
Starfleet's equal opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Starfleet is equal opportunity. And per the ADA, everything it's fine. We will accommodate,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also learned that she actually counsels. She's a therapist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know how she's the only therapist for all of those people.
Well, it's actually pointed out.
That's a pretty intense caseload, to be honest.
It's pointed out that she's actually not the only therapist. She's just like the head.
I think he just said that there are other people that have psychology degrees that can talk to you. I don't think
that can be qualified therapists.
Yeah.
I just think they're not.
I would say that maybe
working
maybe Deanna focuses mainly on crew. While
that's what I mean.
The other therapists, work on the civilians, probably.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think there's the civilian therapists and there's, like, officer therapists. And
okay, so that makes more sense workload-wise, because I'm like, aren't there, like, thousands of people on this
Which makes
ship
sense, because she officially holds a rank. She's technically an officer, so she officially holds a rank as lieutenant something, I think she's technically lieutenant commander. So she does hold a rank, and she is technically in the chain of command. If enough people died simultaneously, she would lead the ship. So, it's...
If only they'd give her a uniform with pips on it so we could tell.
Exactly. She just refuses to wear it. But yeah, Ricardo, what's your score? What would you score?
5.5.
5.5. All right.
5.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I think... Yeah, there's just something about it that is... I think Ricardo actually described it best at the beginning, where it's like, it's really stretched out this one problem. And every time
in the end, it just rubber bands right back into what it was.
But it's also paired against a plot that's like life or death. So it just seems like her plot line is kind of like, well, yeah, we can take a seat and we'll.
It's not as important right now, unfortunately.
We'll figure it out later.
This is like a classic Batman death trap. Like they're on a conveyor belt going toward a saw, and Batman's like, "I can't find my knife. Oh no!" And then, right before they get to saw, oh, here it is. And then they cut their way out, and then the day's saved. Tune in next week.
But at the same time, Robin, who is tied next to him, goes, "Batman, I'm always frustrated by how you're not trusting me enough in situations." And then Batman's like, "Wait,
it's like,
not
Robin,
yet."
You don't understand. You don't understand how good a knife this was. It's a bat knife, god damn it. What are you, dense?
Shaped
we can
like
talk
a bat.
about it, but let's all make it out of here alive first.
Yeah,
and then we can.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that was the loss. It was okay.
I feel at a loss.
Hey.
Yeah, it was another episode of Newbie Star Trek. I hope you guys have been enjoying listening. If you have, wherever you're listening, if you could give us a rating or review, that'd be pretty cool. If you're an Apple Podcasts, you can do a review. Or in Podcast Addict, you can also do a review there. Or Spotify, there's ratings. Other places do ratings and stuff too. It's true.
If you see a thumb pointing upward, you should maybe tap it or click it.
Yeah, you should tap it. Tap it.
But make sure your phone's not upside down.
And then also, if you would ever like to shoot us a comment, ask a question, throw us an angry email, etc. You can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. So this week, I have to admit, I chose this letter simply because of his name. And usually I don't say the last name, but this letter is from Zack Snyder.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, Zack Snyder.
Oh my god.
He's
Wow.
like, you said you guys were talking too much about the Snyder Cut.
I like your
Someone
cut,
named
G.
Zack Snyder. Okay. So the subject line is certified newbie moment. Hello. I am a 21-year-old that decided to watch TNG at the start of COVID. I quickly fell in love
dang.
with the series and went on to watch almost the entire franchise. A few weeks later, I started listening to your podcast during my 45-minute commute to my summer internship. I finally caught up to the
fortuitous.
present. So I would just like to thank you all for making my drive a lot less tedious. Getting my favorite franchise discussed instead of just watching it is surprisingly interesting, and I appreciate your humor. Never change, unless you want to, of course. Zach. Thanks for giving us the
Aw.
option.
Hell yeah.
Wow!
I
Thank you, Zack
appreciate it.
Snyder.
Yeah, thanks,
Party on,
Zach.
Zach.
Thanks, the
Yeah.
Zack Snyder of the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
That's all he'll
Wow,
ever be known
Zack
for.
Snyder's way nicer than I heard about.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's way more forgiving about
We
things
had
than
it
I
all
thought he
wrong.
would be. Yeah.
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 Thanks, Zack Snyder.
Pick better music next time, though. Please.
No,
You know
now-
what? He
now-
probably hates that. He's like the guy from Office Space. He's like that piece of shit like Zack Snyder making shitty movies. And now I have this. Oh man.
Wait, have you guys ever worked with someone who has like a famous name that's like?
I worked with a guy who was on a game show once, a child game show.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, Marvin.
You worked with someone whose name is Disney, right, Sarah? I think that's
Yeah, who had
Yeah.
the last name Disney.
yeah.
Tim-
Don't say the
Tim
first
Disney?
name. But yeah.
I mean, if you say him like Bob Disney, there's like probably a billion Bob Disney.
I worked with Bob,
billion.
I worked with Bob Disney.
I work with
Yeah.
Billy Disney.
Unless
Thomas
his name was
Holland.
Walt.
I worked
He was
with
Walt.
Thomas Holland. Tom
Oh
Holland.
yeah, you worked
Ooh.
with the Tom Holland. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's true. So,
Yep.
I've
The
met
Tom
a James
Holland, yeah.
Brown.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
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 Marvin's,
You work with Owen Wilson,
Yeah.
Marvin's screen froze and like a very like impressed look on his face.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like, wow. God.
All right. Well, thank you for the email, Zack Snyder. And
Yes.
yeah, if you guys want to check out some other things we do, head on over to
Sorry for the
Fugitive
stupid bit, Zach.
Yeah.
You can head on over to
appreciate your emails.
fugitiveframes.com. Fugitiveframes.com has links to all the stuff we do, including the Fugitive Frames Film Podcast, where we discuss movies and TV shows. And also, Fugitive Games, our YouTube channel, where we do Let's Plays and streams and all that kind of fun stuff. It's all at
Ooh.
fugitiveframes.com. And also,
Ricardo's cat wants to say something.
I know, she's in the mood.
She looks so cute.
If you guys want to check out Newbie Star Trek's YouTube channel, you should go check that out. Just look for Newbie Star Trek on YouTube. You may want to subscribe. We're going to do some stuff eventually.
When though?
Eventually. I'm getting things together.
Watch our TikToks. Our TikToks are really fun.
At
would
this point,
suggest-
there are quite a few. But
Yeah,
the
I would
chances
suggest
are
going
most
through
of
the
you
page.
here,
Mhm.
chances are most of you here have already know of them. It's definitely our biggest audience, like growing device. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love our
Thanks.
Yeah,
TikTok
dude.
family. We
Growing
love
device.
you guys.
Drawing device.
All
I
right.
think
Oh,
TikTok
man.
added a dislike button for comments now. Did you see
Oh,
that?
really? Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So they could comment a thumbs down on us?
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Thumb
guys-
us down.
Or thumb down comments or something. So maybe the mean, hateful ones can get. I'll go ahead and.
Oh, I
thumbs
just
those
delete
down.
them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yay.
So next week,
It's fine.
Next week, our good friend Jasmine is joining us again for a
Woo.
fantastic episode called Data's Day. I love this
you may
episode.
remember her from
Is
Yeah.
this
Eric.
episode about
Yeah.
data?
Well, you'll see.
I can
but
show you the world.
I'm happy she chose this episode because I love this episode. But that's next week, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Goodbye.
Bye.